We're going to talk a bit more about telepathy because it's something that a lot of people are interested in at the moment. How can you tell the difference between telepathic communication and psychic communication? So, psychic communication is very different. It's done all through the higher self. And psychic communication isn't a direct communication with somebody else. It's normally when you are communicating directly to their higher self. And some people, a lot of shadow workers, can actually communicate to somebody's shadow side. So I'm going to explain the difference between each one. If you're connecting to somebody's higher self, you're feeling a lot of love, a lot of light, it feels completely different. It's very similar to when you're connecting to your spirit guides or angels or to your own higher self. When you're connecting to somebody's shadow self, it feels a lot darker. It's a lot more vulnerable. There's a lot more fear. And it's easy to see that you are communicating with their shadow self, because in telepathic communication, people don't normally show that vulnerability and that fear straight away, because telepathic communication is a lower energy. It's in a completely different dimension. It's more on the earth plane, on the astral plane, and it feels completely different. You can feel the energy of the person as if they're stood there talking to you directly. And with telepathic communication, you can just have a normal conversation with somebody as if you're having a conversation. The higher self and the shadow won't communicate in the same way. But it's very important, because it is a different dimension, that we don't let the ego take over in that communication, and we guide it through the higher self. We allow the higher self to come in and filter that communication so that we're doing it respectfully and we're respecting the other person. I can really help you to understand the different types of communication. I can actually go on a journey with you and tell you what is telepathy, because I can actually experience everything that you can experience when we're in the non-physical together. And this will really help you to identify the difference and really open up and trust in that type of communication. And when you do, you can tap into whole different way of communicating, a whole different way of healing, and a whole different way of connecting with somebody else.